You know what? Today, we were putting up the Christmas tree downstairs. Today, I listened to a song. What is it? Like When It's Cold Outside or something like that?
Yeah.
And it's the banter between the guy and the girl or something like that. Like, if you really listen to that song, like, she's telling him no.
She's got to go.
He's like, look, I gotta go.
Baby, it's cold outside.
And he's literally keep pushing that envelope.
But it's like this though. I'm tired of folks, you know what I'm saying? Closed-minded folks, you know what I'm saying? It's like we got a demo tape and nobody want to hear it, but it's like this is Falcon got something to say. That's all I got to say.
Welcome to the GreenTee podcast, double E and the green, double E and the T. I'm your host, T, a part of the program. Right across from me is Green.
You really think Harvey Weinstein going to jail?
Money, either sued or jail time.
But that's what I'm saying. With the sued or whatever like that, that's just. I mean, he's got the money to cover that.
Right now, he's probably not going to go to jail because statute of limitations and all that stuff.
But a lot of that stuff happened recently. Like some of that stuff, like the thing. No, actually not him, but it was the other guy, the guy who does the Rush Hour movies. Brett Ratner. Yeah, him and that chick, because he did that last. Well, not the very last one, the one before it, the X-Men movie, the one with Olivia Munn. Yeah. And apparently him and her got into some stuff because
Brett Ratner got caught up too.
Oh yeah, dude.
He used to be out there.
You seen the list?
Yeah,
that's a whole bunch.
That man got some bodies,
bruh. Dude, it's like weekly.
Oh yeah,
something is coming out.
Yeah, but that don't you see? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it just seems like there's like the other shoes always getting ready to drop. Like, is there, like that next name? That next name is coming out soon.
Last week was Charlie Rose with CBS Morning News.
What started this trend?
Harvey Weinstein.
No. It's got to be something. It's got to be something that triggered it. And I'm not talking about them calling out a male. Something has to have triggered it to where females are feeling empowered to do this now.
Trump?
Well, yeah. There you go.
No, can we say Trump? Because women felt...
Bill Cosby happened before Trump. But people have been called out before Trump. But it might be Trump. Like,
I mean, maybe it gave it more like that push.
This time it got a little bit of steam.
Pushed him over the edge.
Before it was like an isolated incident. Okay, what's up with you? But this time a second person said, "Hey, that happened with you and Harvey too." Hey, did you? And this time it's not stopping. Yeah, the gates are open.
I feel like it was like stopping. I feel like it was Charlie Sheen. 5 years later, Bill Cosby. Years later, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
now it's like
this time it's sticking.
Somebody else is coming out something.
And it's weird that you said it because I thought about that the other day. I'm like, okay, with all these dudes getting called out, there has to have been some type of woman somewhere who's...
I'm waiting for Oprah.
Because Bill got caught?
I'm waiting for Oprah. I'm waiting. Look, there's no way Oprah's been that clean the whole time. I'm pretty sure she paid a couple dudes off before Stedman. Or even maybe when she's been...
A couple of dudes.
Look.
For too long, women have not been heard or believed if they dared to speak their truth to the power of those men. But their time is up.
There's no way that you're making that much money and you could just sit at home in your Fort Knox and you ain't got some random young meat coming in there.
Oprah is an angel and a saint.
You call it what you want, but she's human at the end of the day.
She's an angel and a saint.
She's human, and I'm pretty sure she like to get dug out just like everybody else. You can only do so much with
and I'm
fame
pretty sure
and fortune.
Stedman digs her out.
Stedman was on call.
He was on shit. Stedman is the person you taking out in the public for the cameras. I can't use Tyrone because it just doesn't work in this sense because you're right here. But
just use it, man.
No. We'll say Mandingo is the dude you just got like in the bedroom.
So I'm glad Tyrone and Mandingo are like compared together.
Well, that's because Tyrone is the international. Well, that's the thing. Tyrone is kind of like the goat. You know what? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like Tyrone is the international black reference name. Just like I was using, like I think in the last thing we were talking about, Damien and Barbara Ann walking in the mall and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
It's just weird, man. I think something has to have started this process.
Whatever it was, it ain't stopping. It's like every 2-3 days is another name.
It's another name.
And at this point, I'm definitely great. I'm glad it's being exposed. But boy, at this point, when I read a new name now, I'm like, okay.
Nobody's safe.
Yeah. Well, who's next?
Is it losing its luster then? Like, is it?
I think it depends on the person. Like that. I mean, it just like Charlie Rhodes. Like you. I mean, and how long was the stuff with him that happened? Was it anything like recent, or was it like years ago or something like that? So that's what I'm saying. Like
the 40 years stuff it just weirds me out, man.
Like, but that's kind of goes back to the whole Bill Cosby thing. They're saying, oh, that was the norm back then. Like, it was okay to, you know what? Today we were putting up the Christian troop downstairs. Today I listened to a song. What is it, like When It's Cold Outside or something like that?
Yeah.
And it's the banter between the guy and the girl or something like that. Like, if you really listen to that song, like, she's telling him no.
She's got to go.
He's like, look, I gotta go.
Baby, it's cold outside.
And he's literally keep pushing that envelope. He's
Who sings that song?
I want to say Bing Crosby.
I'm telling you, somebody gonna be like, Bing Crosby.
Dude,
grab my pussy.
I listened to that song this morning, and something in my mind was like, bro, like she's like, look, I gotta go. And she's bringing up all kind of stuff about her sister and her brother, and he's like,
all type of reasons why she gotta go.
Yeah, and my man's like, no, come on, just stay a little while longer.
Come on,
see, even back then,
sit for the fire.
But everybody was like, he's doing it in a gentle voice, so it's okay.
Man, bingo.
Okay.
So stupid. So, all right. So we got every white man in America getting called out.
It's okay to be black right now.
It is.
It's okay to be black right now. They ain't really messing with us that much. I mean, I wanted to say that for a minute, man, but yeah, it's okay right now. We having an okay
celebrity.
We having an okay year so far. Or at least past 3 months. We've been having an okay year so far.
Man. I think all the police deaths happened in 2016. For the most part.
Yeah. It's okay now.
That's crazy. All the white folks. I'm telling you.
So many names are coming out.
Oh, believe
the casting couch, man. The old image of the casting couch. You want this role.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm gonna make you a star, but hey, you want this representation? I can get you a 2-picture deal.
Like, right. That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes, man. But but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I mean, I guess because Hollywood, they always say Hollywood is male dominant. It's a boys' club, all this other stuff. My thing is like, has it always been to the point where, I mean, I guess obviously with everything that's coming out, there's no, because I guess they always say, well, there's no powerful women in Hollywood and all that stuff. But I mean, like, you see it from time to time, I guess. But not one of them cast that says going to jail.
They're not going to jail.
They said that Ben Affleck's name was into it as well.
Yep.
And they said because it was right along the time Justice League was getting ready to release, and that's when all his stuff came out. And they said that's why the movie plummeted because
what I don't know how much credence I give that. Now I'm quite sure if we low something to it, but. That movie just had its.
I mean, the movie was just terrible.
Yeah, the movie had.
Did you see it?
Yeah, it was second.
Yeah, the movie. It had.
I gave it a 7. It's
alright. But yeah, that footage with Ben did pop up again of him doing the interview on
TRL. Was it TRL? Yeah, MTV. Yeah.
And then there's another interview him doing with a French
lady or something like that.
Sat her on the lap.
Yeah.
Oh, these breasts are firm. I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Wait, but that was very aggressive then.
Was it in France this happened?
I don't know if it was in France, but I know the girl has like that.
Don't boy free like that in France. Like,
and
that's the norm.
To his credit, the girl who was in the video with him said, look, there was no problem. He didn't violate me. I was willing. We were just having fun.
See?
But everybody else is speaking for her. Oh, well, he shouldn't have. She's like, look, it was not a problem.
You can't speak for somebody. See,
that's the thing, man. By that.
This is the problem. You don't know what happened in a room with two people by themselves. And when you wait so long to come out with stuff, it just, and I get it. I get it. A lot of feminists, if they hear this, they be like, man, but this was going on for years. And I get it. I understand. Mm-hmm. Trust me, I understand. But, it just, sometimes when you hesitate, it causes people to not want to believe you. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Louis C.K.
God,
Louis C.K. too.
That one hurt.
Oh, that one hurt. I heard about that one. Like I watched Sarah Silverman. She got like this show on Hulu.
Yeah.
And she kind of made reference to it, and she was talking about it. And she, because she was talking about she had a hard time even getting through that little soliloquy. Because she was like, basically, she's known him for a while. Most of those comedians at that time, they all came around each other. But I listened to Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was saying the same thing. He was like, he was known for stuff like that, And then, like, obviously he got his fame and fortune and all that stuff, and then a lot of that stuff kind of got, like, swept under the rug. But it's not like people didn't know that. But it's to the point now where all this stuff is starting to come out, and they're like, even Jimmy Kimmel got touched because they were talking about how when he used to do the Man Show, him and Adam Carolla, and he had some kind of bit that he would walk up on people and he would have like a box right around his groin area, and he would tell random women to just reach their hand in the box. And this is obviously before the whole night show and all that stuff happened, but still, people are like, it just seems like people like any.
How sensitive are they being? I think that's what you were
going. Because it was a bit though, but that's now as far as Louis C.K. thing. Now that's that.
I didn't hear about that.
This dude is literally beating off in front of people. Now,
that's awesome.
But I'm like,
savage me to
dude. I'm like, how can you do that fast? Like, dude, I need like a lot of stuff to be going on for me to just walk up in a room and just get that thing in attention, and boom, I'm at work. No. Like, now, he may have been hopped up on something.
Right, he might have been hopped up. Some people are nymphos, where, like, stuff like that is easy for them. Like,
I guess.
I mean, you can run across a female or two in your life that just get wet like that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it might be the same for him. That's just like, I want to understand the levels of this. Like, is it basic, like, reaching to this box that's near my dick? Mm-hmm. And then beating off? Are we treating both of these sexual misconduct situations the same? Like, that's interesting to me. Like, how far are these allegations going? Because even Matt Lauer, he's made a statement that said some of these things in here aren't true, but it's enough in there for me to feel embarrassed.
I think.
You know what I mean? So how far is it?
So okay. So what I'm trying to, and what I'm getting from it is like the severity of it. My thing is like, all right, I think you have to go by like what out of everybody you've heard so far, you take that meter, right? So my thing is like beginning to end. The end would be either between Weinstein and Bill Cosby. That's your top dogs as right now, because you saying Bill did all this stuff to all these women, right?
Yeah, I think drugging people is
there was penetration obviously known between these what he did. All right. And then you
let's make sure we're talking. This is the high end, right?
Yeah, this is high. This is high.
Let's try to make sure we're aligned on the high end.
Yeah, that's high end. I'm not saying you saying the women he had was high.
No. No. Drugging definitely is high end.
Yeah. Now
is penetration
after you drug them
higher
rape?
Okay, yes, penetration is definitely high end.
Unknowingly,
where does jacking off in front of them fall? Is that mild or medium?
It's a crime, isn't it?
Can we do Taco Bell sauces with this?
That's a lewd act.
Yeah, indecent exposure.
It's indecent exposure. So that's some kind of brokerage of law.
Let's do Taco Bell sauces with it.
Like naked is the beginning because there's nothing on it, and then it's mild, hot.
No, it's medium. Mild, medium, hot. Torching.
Yeah,
that's what we're going
with. Bill Cosby would be 5 chip challenge hot.
Okay,
that's what he would.
1 chip challenge, 5 red hot peppers.
That's what he would be doing. Yeah,
niggas on another level.
That's Bill Cosby.
Why the nigga? Out of all these white folks, why the nigga gotta be at the top?
Because apparently he went out there on a ladder. He didn't realize that he should never be the first dude to do the thing that everybody else is doing. Like Bill Cosby, apparently, because there's a lot of bodies to the thing that he did. You should never be the first guy to do. You shouldn't be the dude that break through the door.
Man, Bingo was absolutely the first guy. You just called it Bing Crosby. You just called it with the song,
is he
dude.
Black?
Nah, he ain't black.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Bing Crosby. It ain't out yet. I'm calling it on the GreenTee podcast.
Listen to that song, and you go after hearing what we just said. Listen to that song, and I'm telling you right now, you are definitely gonna be like, man.
Bing Crosby has gotten to it with a lot of females.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I'm gonna call it.
But I'm gonna say probably because that voice he did that song in. You're like, oh man, he's so sultry, and it got the wood burning in the background and all that stuff, and he's
cracking.
Yeah, like he's offering her drinks, so at least he's offering her something. He's not that bad off, but no, like she literally wants to go, and he's literally telling her no, like you can't go yet.
Okay, I'm gonna read a couple of lyrics for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Here you go.
Fire him off.
All right, I really can't stay, but baby, it's cold outside. I've got to go away.
Wait.
But baby, it's cold outside.
Go away.
But baby, it's cold outside. This evening has been, and then him, been hoping you drop in. She says, so very nice. I'll hold your hands. They're just like ice. My mother will start to worry. Beautiful. What's your hurry?
How young is this girl?
Hold on.
Right.
How young is this girl?
Start to worry. His response is, beautiful. What's your hurry? My father will be pacing the floor.
Dude.
Listen to the fireplace door.
Bruh.
I mean the fireplace roar, excuse me. So really, I better scurry. Beautiful, please don't hurry.
Oh my gosh.
And then she says, maybe just a half drink more.
A half drink more?
Put some records on while I pour.
Bill got the roofie idea from Bing.
Hold on, it gets better. Listen to these next two lines. The neighbors might think, baby, it's bad out there. So, what's in this drink? I am not making this up.
Dude.
Say, what's in this drink?
Please say eggnog.
And he says,
please say eggnog, baby.
No cabs to be had out there. There's not a way for you to go home. Hey, I'm reading directly from
I'm trying to tell you.
And we stand corrected. It says here, this is Dean Martin, not Bing Crosby.
That's Dean Martin. All right. For all the feminists out there, for all the people that is tired of the rape culture,
I think we just broke it.
We just brought it down for everybody.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Dean Martin, sorry, not Bing Crosby. I know we've been saying Bing Crosby the whole time. Dean Martin started it all.
There you go.
There's two more lines. Let me give you two more lines and that's it.
Two more lines because now the black guy in me has to justify something.
This is the end of the song, I think. Okay, yeah. I wish I knew how. That's what she says. He says, your eyes are like starlight now. Remember, this is after the drink.
Yeah. After the drink, so she's dizzy.
She says to break this
hallucinating.
Spell. He says, I'll take your hat. Your hair looks swell. She says, I ought to say no, sir.
Oh my God.
No, sir.
How young?
He says, mind if I move in closer?
Damn.
She says, at least I'm going to say that I tried. I tried to tell you no. He says, what's the sense in hurting my pride?
Oh my God.
Dean Martin.
Dean has broke the savage thermometer. It is busted.
Wow.
I'm going to justify something right now.
Go ahead.
Because I was upset that Bill, the black guy, especially
Jello pudding pops, frozen pudding on a stick. You know, all the finest castles serve Jello pudding pops.
They do?
It's a snack fit for a king because it's so rich and creamy.
Yeah!
Pudding Pop Bill was at the front of the rape culture list.
Nope. You can't make a song like
Dean.
that. You just can't make lyrics like that
without experiencing
it. I'm sorry. How old was... First off, let me start off with this. How old is that song? Like, when was that out?
What? These
60s.
Crazy lyrics.
It's gotta be 60s, right?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Dude, how old is the chick? Right? You worrying about your mom and your dad. And you drinking? Like, you underage. Ain't no 21-year-old is sitting there around Christmas time.
And her eyes got gleamy after the drink?
Bro, I'm done.
And she tried to say no, sir.
Yeah, so he's definitely older.
There's no cabs to be had.
Oh my God.
There's no cabs running this time of night, would you?
It's only 9:30.
And I'm not going to take it.
It's only 9:30.
No cabs to be held.
My sister will be suspicious.
Dean was on another level.
Gosh, your lips look delicious.
What year did this come out?
I'm trying to tell you, bro, it had to be in the 60s. Because that's, might have been in the 50s.
So, let's see. I'll find out in a second.
But that's, but you know, like I say, man, I heard that song this morning in a time where my mind was supposed to be on the family doing Christmas tree and putting up ornaments. I literally sat at my table and I just sat there and listened to that song. I don't know what triggered it, but I was like, bro, wait a minute, what did he just say?
Like, you got kids in the house, it's like, okay, Alexa, stop.
Well, I mean, no, I let the whole song play, but my wife, she started it up again, and I was like, bro, like, my man, like, she wanted to leave, but my man's like, he's trying everything to make her stay, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Song was originally written in 1944.
Woo!
But see, people gonna go back and say, well, that was the time.
Like that Progressive commercial.
That was the time back then.
That black and white Progressive commercial when the guy was like, female.
Yeah.
Like,
so talking about money and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's the
but
time.
That's what this.
I don't care.
But that's what this gonna chunk up to, man.
D-Mon is at the front.
I need people. Listen, man, I wish we had like callers or something like that because I want to hear people's thoughts. Like, look, the next time you listen to this song, tell me what you think.
Tell me what you think. Yo, you heard it here. Definitely post your thoughts at Timeless Convos on Twitter, at Timeless Conversations on Instagram and Facebook. I'm trying to tell you.
Yo.
Definitely post your thoughts. Definitely. GreenTee Podcast on Facebook. Post your thoughts. Because this is legit. Like, you can't minimize those words. Like, that happened.
Yeah, it did.
That definitely happened. Alright, so we've established Dean's at the front. Alright. Bill and Harvey is right behind him.
Yeah.
Bill probably more than Harvey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he drugging people.
Yeah. Kind of can't sweep that under the rug.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Alright. Who's after Harvey?
Well, let me ask you this. Maybe Bill was just a hookup back then. Maybe he was the plug on pills. Because, you know, like, obviously, that was the time. And he maybe just carried the thing with him. Now, I'm not saying everybody kind of knew what time it was. But maybe, like, when you hung out with Bill Cosby back in the day, you like, look, there's a strong chance if you got a vagina, you probably getting pilled.
My God.
But they was like so excited to hang out with Bill Cosby, they were willing to sacrifice. Like, look, hey.
That's my next question. See, I got two questions with this. All right. First question is, does your status make it worse?
Yes. Because if Bill
Cosby was like Bill Burr, right, type of personality. Not saying Bill Burr would rape somebody, but I'm saying if Bill Cosby had a Bill Burr type of personality, that outward, very
loud,
vulgar, and loud, then would it come off as bad as it does now, knowing that Bill Cosby used to chill with kids so much?
Well, no, because I think that's why it tugs at people's emotions a lot more because of everything. Because everybody looks at Bill Cosby as their father figure from back in the day. They're like, dude, I didn't have a father. I had Bill Cosby because that's what I was watching. When I watched the Cosby Show, that was my go-to for that father lesson of the day or something like that. So yeah,
made his nickname America's Dad.
America's Dad. So yeah, like I get why that hurt a lot of people. You know, I mean, did I sit back and be like, oh man, I can't watch the Cosby Show no more? Fuck no. I still watch it now if it's on Nick.
And that's another topic for another day. As far as separating the artist from the person,
you have to.
It's hard to do that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like the example I was going to give was the whole. I'm pretty sure you remember this from back in the day. I'm a big Seinfeld fan. I watched Seinfeld. I couldn't. Kramer. Yeah. That whole incident happened. And he did his thing. Excuse me. And he went with who was it? Al Sharpton on the radios afterwards and tried to do damage control and all that stuff. I still watch Seinfeld to this day.
Yeah.
I mean, look, now if I saw him on the streets, would I look at him any differently? I'm like, well, you know, he realized what he did, and he said it came from a moment of aggression and all that stuff. And people do that. Like, I mean, look, if you're gonna walk around and think white people aren't using the N-word just as much as we do, you are stupid, and you need to wake up from reality.
Yeah.
Because they use it, like, I mean, you and I, and all three of us, I'm pretty sure we play video games online a lot.
Oh gosh,
you can't go. Yes, you can't go a game. You can't even get you're in a queue before someone is already using the N-word.
Yeah.
And most of them is because either A, they already was doing it before, B, they listen to rap music, so it's already around them, or C, their family members use it.
Yeah, they learn it from their family.
They use it from their family. So I mean, it is what it is. But to answer your question, yeah, we have to learn to separate the character from that person.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure you're not going to stop watching every Harvey Weinstein produced movie.
No,
like, you're not going to do that.
Oh my God, there was one. Was it you I was telling that to? Like, he did a movie. Okay, a while ago, Jay-Z did this documentary on that
the
kid.
444?
No. It was the one with the kid. He went through the whole jail system.
Oh, the guy who ended up killing himself after he got out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Who produced that?
Harvey
Weinstein. Yeah, my wife was watching it on Netflix, and I wasn't paying attention to it. The credits started rolling, and it said producers.
Yeah, his whole
Jay-Z,
logo.
Harvey Weinstein. And I was like, all right, so are we not going to watch this? Like, people aren't going to... No. So I'm like, yeah, we have to learn how to separate.
Bad people can do great things, and I don't think people understand.
People don't understand that, because people want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Yeah. You know what I mean? So... yeah, it definitely has to be separation of it. Like, you talk about Bill Cosby, we talk about Harvey Weinstein, Kramer. It just has to be separation.
So the second question is, remember that Saved by the Bell episode where this big, huge celebrity came to the school to shoot a video, and then he ended up having pot? Or
yeah.
White people call it pot.
Yeah.
Marijuana or weed, reefer.
I remember.
Jamaicans.
I remember.
So he ended up having weed or whatever. And you know, they ended up like calling him out about it, whatever the case may be. Like, when is the expectancy there to now have men call out other men? Because think about, like, people could really go after Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan is basically saying he knew this was something that he and others knew of Harvey. He was talking about Harvey, right?
He was talking about Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. Right? This is something that people knew about Louis C.K., but nobody spoke up about it. So when is it going to get to the point where men
start taking acceptance?
Taking acceptance and start saying hey, or calling people out.
But you know, that goes to say you can't start saying, you got to make sure your house is clean too, because Joe Rogan is a comedian just like Louis C.K. was. And not to say that Joe Rogan has, and I don't really think he is now anyway. I mean, he's a family man just like Louis C.K. was, or is, I'm sorry. But I'm pretty sure Joe Rogan got some skeletons in his closet. So you can't go and be like, oh, well, you know, this is who he was, blah, 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 blah. He shouldn't have did this. But then next thing you know, they're going to start looking in his biography and seeing what he did back in the day.
You think every celebrity has a skeleton. That's why you call out Oprah.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not perfect. We're not perfect.
And we ain't talking about like imperfection. We talking about like, that's like, we not talking about bones. We talking about like
cemeteries?
No. Cemeteries or a whole skeleton, like top to bottom.
But that's what
like
I'm saying.
When we talk about this rape culture, that's a skeleton. Ain't no
what
bone.
Else? If we're talking about Louis C.K., what else has came out past that? He said, I mean, I have not heard anything else.
So I don't know. What's this Louis C.K. situation?
I mean, they said that he, like, back in the day or something like that, he beat off in front of a woman.
That's right.
Like
You said that.
Yeah. So, but didn't they? I mean, they said Harvey Weinstein did the same thing. Like, he beat off in a plant or some shit like that at a restaurant. Yeah. So I'm like, dude, like, where do you get that mindset to do that? Like, I mean, you if you're gonna say it was drug related, then okay. But
he looked like he did drugs.
I'm like, how do you just all of a sudden your mind clicks to that? Like, that's the first. Like, I heard the interview or the taping or the audio of him and the young lady. Like, he's like that. The fucking yeah. And that sound, like the way Harvey Weinstein tried to get that girl to stay, that's the same way that song was, the Christmas song. The same way. Like, no, no, you ain't got to stay. Well, you ain't got to leave. No, just a couple minutes. Like, do you not know who I am? Like, I'm pretty sure in the editor cut of that Christmas song, Dean Martin is saying,
Dean, bitch.
It probably, like, you know who I roll with? I roll with Sammy and them.
Rat Pack.
You know what I mean? And you can't tell me them dudes ain't been singing. You can't tell me them dudes weren't singing.
They were definitely slanging.
Oh my God,
they were
man!
All slanging.
So
People
I mean,
love Sinatra,
and that's what I'm telling you. We say
of the Rat Pack.
Dude, we say this now, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna start happening. It's like that, and that's all gonna happen. We got internet, so we can all go back and see. And someone has video or audio, obviously, of some stuff that's gonna happen. Like, there's gonna be some more people. Like, but it's to the point where it's like it didn't really mean nothing until now.
You know what the thing is? I bet you there were inklings of like that Corey dude. I bet you there were inklings and people said stuff, but people just like whatever. How do we get to that point though? Because obviously there's some sort of rape culture built. I don't know if it's a pedophile ring, but there's a rape culture.
But I think it's because we're more reactive than anything. Like we're reacting to Charlie Rose. We're reacting to the Ben Affleck.
We're not proactive at all. Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying. We're waiting for that other shoe to drop. We're not to the point where we're like, all right, well, you know, because if it's already happened, then it already happened. Sorry, but it's to the point where we're like, all right, what can we do now to make sure the next person? Because I mean,
it depends. Is some of it is some of it? He makes great movies, man. I don't want to lose these movies that he makes.
Exactly. But that's why a lot of women was like, they wanted to get on. So they were like, look, he has this whole $1 billion industry, and I'm really trying to get into this acting shit. So I guess I got to watch this man beat off in this potted plant.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty much. Like, I mean, it is what it is. That's the world we live in. You know, it's what is it? It's quid pro quo or something like that. Yeah, it's like you scratch my back, I scratch yours. But we look at ourselves like that's not happening. That's happening.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm thinking back now. Brett Favre, Peyton Manning.
Dude, yeah. Oh my God, this man was sending dick pics. Brett was sending dick. Yeah, this dude was sending dick pics. Which is alright, cool, you know. But I mean, I'm like, bro, you Brett Favre.
Yeah. So is that mild or medium?
Sending dick pics? I mean, I guess that's mild. Cause
that's mild.
Well, what are we saying now? We're saying naked, mild, medium, hot,
scorching, inferno.
That's too much. We need to have at least 5. I think it's 0 to
0 to Wild
5.
Wing sauces, man.
You know how much Wild Wing sauces they got?
I know.
So we can't know.
Dry ranch got to be in there somewhere because that motherfucker good.
5, 0 to 5. That's all you got. Okay, 0 to 5. You can't go in.
I think there's different levels to this rape culture. There's more than 5 levels to
rape.
This.
Rape is rape. You don't get mad because someone didn't rape you on a 2 level.
I said rape culture. There's 5 levels to a rape culture. Rape culture is just not the act of raping. Rape culture starts with Dean Martin's lyrics, that persistence, that.
Well, maybe we need to come up with a different word because rape is rape.
Rape
the
culture.
The act of rape is rape. But that's what I'm saying. But if you say the rape culture, then you're saying like, oh well, yeah, we've had a whole culture of rape going on.
No. Rape culture is like my actions before the sexual misconduct is tending towards.
So we have
rape.
Because rape is a hard word. So it's just like you got to do. Like I know you're trying to say like levels of it. I'm guessing, but rape is rape.
How about assault culture?
Yeah, like
because it can be verbal assault, it can be physical.
There you go.
Rape. So the assault culture. So
I don't like it. I think we.
Well, you want to go it because you've been putting it out. No, we're not because everybody didn't get. Everybody didn't. I get it. You've been waiting on that one for.
Yeah, I was holding that one here.
Like I've been waiting on that for so long. Like no, man, this this definitely. Where can I plug this in at?
So smooth though.
Oh my gosh! But no, man. Like I totally agree with what you're saying. It's like there's different levels of abuse. You know, so I think when you say rape, it is rape. There is no higher or lower expectation.
I think the women listening will understand that if we just
that's harassment.
Right. If we just focus, if we say if we talking about this culture and we don't put the word rape in it and we just put assault, then that makes it more okay to do the things that Dean was saying. Because when you, like you said, rape is a hard word.
I know, so you're trying to
when you
include
when you include these behaviors in rape, that makes it less. That makes it people want to do it less.
But my thing is this. But then when you put that word on it, you give that stench of it. Then it's kind of like how you were saying before. Somebody just got to say your name and culture of rape.
Anyway.
But that's what I'm trying to say. We're trying to make it to where did we just not say you have to separate the two?
I'm okay with that. We got to find a way between assault and rape. Might be too far away. Rape-ish behavior.
I think it's still the same. Because when you put that on there, you put that Otis on there, that carries a whole lot more weight than just being... When you're being accused of it, and then let's just say it doesn't happen, because let's just say it, Kobe Bryant. Did Kobe Bryant rape that girl in the hotel?
He did not.
Okay. But it was consensual. But at first, when it first came out,
behavior.
Everybody was saying, like, oh man, he raped that girl. But then it started coming out.
There's no way to draw the line then, because... I mean, where's that line between persistence and aggressiveness?
I think that deals in. I think it's just the situation,
and it probably varies. Yeah, it varies either based on the situation, the woman that you're talking to, the male that's involved, like all of that. The situation varies. Now, obviously, you nothing in a tree. That's a little bit different.
No, you on a different mind plan.
That's something different. So that's why when we talk about the 5 levels of the infernos, you know what I mean? They're there. Right. But when we get into the mild and the mediums,
but that's what I'm saying. You just can't put rape and then have levels. You just can't. When you make that choice, then it's already there.
Then the 5 is separate there.
But then that's what I'm saying. Then that's rape. That's what I'm trying to say. You're saying that there's this whole culture, like there's this.
Harvey is a 5 level, and he didn't rape nobody.
Well, no, because all his things. Well, no, he didn't.
Allegedly, he did more than a couple. In fact, the police are opening an investigation because.
So they're saying he raped.
There's actually some woman that came out and said he forcefully raped them. It's not just Harvey's done.
But no, man. To go back to what we were talking about this whole thing. Yeah, I hate to put everybody in that boat. Now, I'm not saying that we don't have people that don't deserve to be in that boat. But if we're saying there's degrees, I'm like, no, like rape is rape. That's it. But if we're talking about the progression of it, yeah, there's definitely stages. Like you said, if you're in a situation and the girl wants to go, and you're literally doing everything in your power for her to not go, like Dean did in that song, yeah, he was very persistent in having her stay.
So, is it persistent something that women
like?
Right. Like, I think a lot of these things that are coming out, it's all focused on the male, and I get it. I'm not trying to take the focus away from the male, but I do think women have a part in appropriating the culture, whatever we want to name it. And
in what sense?
In that the women like persistence.
Okay.
Women will play hard to get.
Okay.
On purpose sometimes.
Right.
You don't know which woman is playing it sometimes.
You can kind of depict though. Like if she's giving you the runaround. Now, if we're talking like we've gone over this before.
Some women are good at this.
Yeah, I think they all are. But some of them, as either they've been through some stuff to where they realize like this shit ain't working. Me playing hard to get ain't working. So now I'm gonna do this whole like face to face. I know what I want.
What about the successful love stories where the girl was like, no, not no in the sexual manner, but like no. Because that's the behavior that leads to that point at some point, right? Even the persistence about just dating a girl, or in a nightclub just trying to dance with a girl, leads to the sexual misconduct. So, what about those successful love stories where the guy was persistent, or the girl said no, and the guy was persistent, the girl said no, the guy was persistent, and then she eventually said, yes, I'll go out on a date with you, and then they live happily ever after. how can you play the card that? That's what I said. There's a line. Mm-hmm. It's a hard line. It's a thin line. But there's a line between being persistent and aggressive. And then, should we never be persistent so we don't hit that aggressive line? Like, it's hard to...
I mean, I think, to answer your question about the guy that keeps on going, keep plugging a hole until it gets what he got, I get what you're saying because, yeah, like, no one... What's the one thing we always tell dudes? We try to boost them up about talking to a girl. Like, the only thing she can say is no.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Now, some dudes, it's that whole thrill of the chase. You're like, oh, man, like, you know, hey, that just makes me want it more. But then, you like, oh, where's that going to go? Because if she's telling you no, and she's showing no signs, like, hey, like, and I think it's all of what that response you get.
I know of a relationship where the girl showed zero signs of wanting the guy.
Is it because she was with somebody?
No. Showed zero signs, whether she was with somebody or not, of wanting the guy. Mm-hmm. The guy kept being persistent. Now they're married.
What changed? Something. Because, I mean, we can sit here and say...
Nothing changed. He just kept trying and she finally said
yes. But that's... Okay, but, I mean...
Something may have changed on her end, deeper.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have her, or we don't have them right here to question.
We don't know. But what I'm saying is...
something happened.
Just because there's zero signs, mm-hmm. I'm just... basically saying just because there's zero signs doesn't necessarily mean it can't eventually happen.
No, I mean everybody. I mean, there's always that one Cinderella story. I guess that's what you're talking about. But
in a sense, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think, like I said, I think it just depends on the female. It depends on that female. If that's what she wants to do, if that's how she plays it up, that's how she does her relationships. She's in it for the long haul. She wants to play the end game, however, whatever. I'm like, okay, fine, but.
So we don't want to stop persistence.
But that's the thing. A lot of dudes, once they get that first no, they're like, all right, I'm moving on to the next one.
And then a lot of dudes don't.
Yeah.
I mean, in our small world, maybe a lot of dudes are not persistent.
Because why? We have so much avenues to meet other women now. Back in the day, we didn't have social media. We didn't have Facebook. We didn't have all these dating websites and stuff like that. So it was, I'm going to the club tonight with the fellas. I see this chick. I approach her. She said no. All right.
So what's the resolution? More women in lead roles, or not just acting? I'm talking about just in lead roles in general. Like, what's the resolution? Because this is a lot of shit coming out.
Polygamy. Polygamy. I think polygamy is the resolution. That's what I think. I think we need to just go ahead.
So a way to get rid of this rape type thing is. Make sure it's consensual, but I guess that's the pure definition of what rape isn't.
Well, you have to say that. You have to say it was consensual.
But not everybody can have a sit-down conversation with, the world moves extremely fast these days. So, are you? Never mind. The world moves extremely fast these days, so to sit here and be like, hey, so, like, I want to fuck you. So, is there anything here... Like, I know you said
that's
no. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I know you said no, like, but do you really mean it? Like,
you can't say that. You can't
Can I get you to a drunk level to where you'd be okay with it?
That conversation will not happen. I don't care how, like, the guy...
I think we need to make a trend. Obviously, we can't do it. No. But we need to maybe build a school of
guys
guys who are single.
No. Because look, you
to
can't
start the process.
No, you can't go.
That's the resolution.
Because that's the thing. They always saying the little guys, when you meet that woman, you're the representation. Like, you're not that actual person. Like, you can't be. Because if I came in, the stuff that I talk about, and I come into a woman first sight scene and start saying like this stuff, yeah, like I'm seeing her walk out the door. Because I can't give you all this crazy.
What about this? Listen, we're two grown adults.
Okay.
This is our first time meeting. I'm going to be completely honest with you. And I'm pretty sure you know this without me having to say it. I absolutely want to fuck you. Now. It don't have to be now. It could be, later on. But, how many dates?
It's like, on a scale of 1 to I'm gone. days it's going to take me to get in the streets.
How many, for you to drop the draws?
No, that's not happening.
What is it going to take for me to GTD?
No, that's not going to happen.
That's...
I'm not. Trust me. I would love. I would love for that to be the case, to where you can go and tell a woman that, because it's straight to the point. She know what you about, and she say no. She walk out the door. You move on to the next chair. That is what my mind is thinking would make a better world, but we can't do that.
It would stop the raping.
Yeah, I guess so.
It would stop it.
I think
cold turkey.
It would slow it down.
Cold.
I don't think it would stop it. I think it would slow it down.
Turkey.
Because it's like how we were saying, you get enough no's, and then it's that one, and then you're good.
Then you're going to stop having an upfront conversation.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's good, because that's all you need is that one.
But then
you take all those no's, all you need is just that
you're
one.
assuming that women don't want it just as bad as men do.
I'm not assuming. I hope.
You will find a woman
that's
to be
the only thing that keeps me going, is I hope there's other women that has the same mindset as me. Matter of fact, I know there's one out there. I got a close friend who thinks the same way as I do.
Yes, you do.
So, I tend to feel that there are some women out there who do think like us.
Yeah, it's like Floribama Shore, that new show on MTV.
I saw the program.
I just saw a clip, and little country white girl was like, "I just want to have one night stands."
But she's probably doing that to stay on there. Like a lot of them cats on there, like I think we've had this conversation.
Them people.
No, we've had this conversation because I think we said that you said that. I think we were making a joke about it to where you said you were going to go on Real World.
Yeah.
Be like a plain,
straight
simple
plain
dude.
Jane, dude.
Yeah, and you would not get picked.
Like I would.
You would act
on my
ass.
video.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I'm a hard party guy.
Yeah.
Beer pong.
And then as soon as you get on there, you're gonna be like, Yep. Just here.
I'd be like, what's the little, not Jiminy Cricket. What was the frog with the Bugs Bunny? And Daffy Duck? Hello, my baby.
That's
hello,
the
my darling.
WB frog, isn't it?
Yeah. Hello, my white time girl. Michigan. I would be like Jay Michigan.
Yeah.
And as soon as you try to introduce the camera to me, I'd be like, yeah. I'm telling you. But yeah, man, girls want it just as much as guys. So the problem is, I don't know if it's a problem. The thing is, girls don't want to express it that they want it just as much
because
as
it comes off as them being like whorish or sluttish.
Is that part of the culture?
Yeah, because a guy can do it, no problem. That's kind of where we're at now with the whole Harvey Weinstein. If it was a woman, if there was a female Harvey Weinstein doing all this, slinging these dudes one by one, we really
she would have been vilified quickly.
Exactly. Like if we said it was Oprah doing this stuff, Oprah would not be, dude. Like it would be
out. It wouldn't take 40 years. 20 years, a year, it would be out immediately. Yeah. That's why I don't think Oprah did it.
Well, you know, the women get caught a lot more. I don't know if y'all follow this or not. Well, I don't follow it, but I see it. The female teachers.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, it seems like every other day there's this teacher caught having an affair with her 16-year-old student.
Where was these teachers when I was in high school, bro?
This teacher,
because I had
one in my high school.
Dude, I mean, I knew. Yeah. Oh yeah. We've had there was a male science teacher and a male coach. Who
coach. It's always the coach.
It's always the coach.
It's always the coach.
That's why I think that dude. What's that dude who he got the girl college team who's like never lost or something like that?
Oh, UConn.
Yeah, dude. That dude.
You think Gino?
That dude, man. He's just too nice to them girls, man. Like they all like. Like this man, like he's like he don't lose no games. Like I mean, I think they lost like 1 or 2 or something like that. But like he's gone like a whole.
So you think like in the locker room, there's like a big orgy right before the games to make everybody loose.
I don't know, but hey, I don't know what that man program skills are. But hey, everybody need to see what he doing because this man he's producing some first class talent, and them boy don't lose that much.
Yeah, you know our girls won last year,
so.
That's where the females get it, man. Well, that's where you see it more because we're talking about celebrities and high profile. But you go scale it on the not celebrity level to the local level.
Oh, there's so much stuff
sold out quick.
Oh my god! Dude, I try to find them. Like when you see them in the local news and stuff like that. Like this teacher, I try to find them on Facebook.
I've done it before.
I try to find them on Facebook because I'm like, bro, like where was this teacher at? Like
these teachers are wilding out.
Yeah.
But Dawson's Creek had an episode where a teacher got with Pacey or whatever.
But is it because the age group of teachers, or I guess you start with the age group. Is it because they're just younger now? Because when we was in school, it was the old teachers who had the glasses with the rings behind. They had a little bit of peach fuzz and
husband probably dead.
Yeah, but now like these, like I go to my mom works at an elementary school, and I see these teachers out in the playground with their students, and I'm thinking like they're like teachers' aides or they had to pick up their kids. No, they're the actual teachers.
So like right out of college,
they are younger. I think
yes,
they are younger.
4, 26.
Yeah,
I think
so they still got that mindset. You know what I mean? Like, and it's weird. Like I said, you see it in the news all the time. Like this teacher got caught with 5 student boys. I'm like, bruh,
off campus.
What was you doing?
The house, sending them Snapchats.
Oh my god!
And the kids, the boys are like, yeah, look.
A lot of people kind of try to put it on music a lot, and lyrics of the music, and a lot of people kind of really focus on the hip hop side of things. But
yeah, because there's not too many countries.
Dean motherfucking Martin.
We can always go back to that.
Was on another level.
He was. I mean, people be like, "Hey, that man was heir of his time, bro. That man was putting it out there. He was putting out those jewels early."
Yes.
Like that's literally a playbook. That's a step-by-step
playbook.
I mean, well, you know what? Persistence.
With that Dean Martin song, there's that borderline again. Like, is he really forcing himself, or is she rewarding him at the end of the song?
Right.
Is consistent?
Because
he could have gave up.
It's so hard.
It's just like, you know what? I do like you.
Yeah.
You showing me you're showing
that
me that
that happens so quick.
Because if you had given up the first line, baby, it's cold outside, but here's a cat.
Because it could be a thing. Even though we going after
stay?
Exactly.
You said you were going, but he said it's cold outside. Your
That's
eyes
true.
are glistening.
Your eyes are glistening. And the thing is, we going after Dean, right? We going after Dean because the lyrics is pretty bad, but
pretty good.
Prospectively. Remember how we said females want it just as bad as males? They just don't want it to be known, especially early on, because they don't want to give off that stench that they a hoe.
Right.
So as soon as he says, "Come on, baby, come on, baby," she's like, "No, it's only the third date,
Because she does have that one moment. She said, "Well, maybe half a drink."
Right.
She started. Yeah.
That's kind of. She might be the whole time. She might be like, "I'm gonna fuck his brains out," but I can't let him know that at first. But I gotta play hard.
Yeah, that's what when, like you were saying, that's what they do. They don't want to give you all of this sluttiness right off the bat.
Right.
I don't want to give it to him that quick. He's got to work for it. But how long is that song? 4 minutes?
Yeah.
She was no, and now let me take a drink in 4 minutes? That was easy work for Dean.
Dean was putting it up. Work.
In reality, that wouldn't be a 4-minute conversation.
I think given the environment.
Is there a time limit to persistence? Like, think of that conversation. Right? Think of you all alone with your coworker or whatever.
Right.
And then, you're having a conversation. Hey, baby, I don't know why I go in that voice.
I don't know why you do that. You always do that.
I don't know. Hey, baby, won't you come over to the house for a little bit and we have some, some sushi, or
a nightcap.
Yeah, you gotta make a reference to fish or something like that. You make some sushi or something like that. So, and she's like, nah, it's it's so cool, I like it and everything, but it's all right. Come on, baby, it's all good, Like, what's the time limit? Like, how long should that conversation be before you start to toe that line of aggressiveness?
When she walk out the room.
So it can be an hour conversation.
If she's willing to stay, now maybe if her environment is if there's no exit. But I'm like, bruh,
there's got to be an exit.
But that's what I'm trying to say. So once she leaves, that's the end of the conversation. But if you start running after her, then now you kind of now you being an asshole. Now you being a stalker.
So when that, how they can grab, you grab them,
like one of those, like, come on, baby, I just played. Like,
see, because that touch, yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
That could be assault. Russ kind of hurt me. I was like, Russ, Uncle Rush, come on, Uncle Rush,
like.
But that's the thing, like, no one's perfect.
What that card is?
I don't care how much yoga you do.
Rush card, Rush?
Yeah. I don't care. All that, he was all that, clear the mind, body type stuff, and yoga this.
But that goes back to what you were saying, the branding and the persona you put out there.
It makes it
worse. Perception is 9/10.
Yeah.
People, he's a philanthropist. He talks eating right, spirituality.
He got a smooth face.
So if he gets accused of that versus if Uncle Luke gets accused of it, Uncle Luke is like,
that's what I'm trying to say. Like, they're gonna be like,
he's a rapscallion.
Dude, you saw what that man was doing in the 80s and the 90s. You kind of knew.
Doodle Brown.
And then Russ, you're like, Russ?
Exactly. But like I say, like I'm pretty sure people who were close to him knew Russ before he went and did like the philanthropy and the Rush card and all this other stuff. Yeah. I knew early stages of Def Jam. I'm pretty sure that this man was like, he was out there slaying it just like everybody else.
There's still people who say even now, with him being a philanthropist and whatever, behind closed doors when he's with his boys.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean,
everybody does
we're all
that too.
We're all like that. We're all like that.
Okay, hey, we just came from a black tie. Then I just gave $1 million. You said the girl at table number 4.
I'm about to say, what's up with these hoes, bro? I'm telling you,
everybody has said that.
Exactly. Everybody.
To his credit, people like him and Bill, they were labeled America's Dad, Uncle Rush. He never came out and said, "Hey, I am the paragon of virtue."
Yeah, no, it's definitely. It's definitely how the media portrays you. Yeah. Like,
not excusing it, but still.
No, definitely not. What's so funny is this is gonna bring it to the ratchet side. So, like, I don't watch The View that much.
I'm waiting for the Savage music to rise.
So I don't watch The View that much, but I catch it now when I'm at my other job or whatever like that, and so now I'll just bring you up to speed. So Eve is on The View now.
Yes.
All right. So she's the new person, whatever. And in the midst of all this Matt Lauer stuff or whatever like that, Howie. What's the dude on The Voice? I know
The Voice.
Yeah,
The Voice.
Yeah, like not The Voice. The other America's Got Talent.
Howie Mandel.
Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I don't know why I thought. I don't know why I think
Howie Mandel. Yeah,
like Mandela or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was him, her, and the 3 other people that the regulars there. So they were talking about Matt Lauer, and obviously they wanted a man's perspective, and that's why Howie was there. And Eve kind of chimed in and was like, oh, well, because they played the tape of Matt when he was sitting at the table, and then homegirl came in front of him, kind of bent over, and he was like, hey, that's a nice sweater.
Nice view.
Yeah, and he was talking about the view, whatever. Now, they were saying, like, Howie was like, well, if you hear the rest of that context of that conversation, obviously it could have been taken to a point of, like, comedic. Like, oh, it was funny, he was making a joke about her, the view, da-da-da-da-da. Eve comes across and she's like, oh, like, I used to look at him and say he is so fine, but now hearing that, like, he's such a creep now. And I'm like, all right,
pause.
Give me this one.
I'm sorry.
Give me this one for a second.
You got it.
Let's just dove back into Eve's bio real quick. There's video of Eve getting 8. No, actually, it's the other way around. She's literally on stage eating someone's asshole.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I saw that one.
And I'm like, so you mean to tell me we just gonna notch that out of our head like that didn't happen? And granted, you don't fuck with black dudes that much now because obviously you got the billionaire husband and
social.
Yeah, so I'm like, let's not forget what you used to do back in the heyday when you was with the Rough Riders and before that, before you was Evie.
She was a Rough Rider.
Yeah, the boy was plummeting in there. Okay, so let's not forget that. I hate when people and that's the thing I tell you. You can't go out there and say this stuff about Matt Lauer when your house ain't clean. That's the thing I was trying to get at earlier.
True.
I hate the fact that she's sitting there saying, "Oh, this dude's a creep." Now, not deny because I don't know the whole story. They saying like he bought dildos for somebody or something like that.
Nah, that's aggressive. But let's.
I mean, he bought it for somebody. That's being nice.
For somebody at work.
That's being nice.
That's
Look,
aggressive.
If I can't make it to the ABC store and you go and buy me something because you got off a little earlier,
we don't work together. Not like that.
But if we do, if we work at the same place of employment and I get off at 8, you get off at 6:50, and you can make it to the ABC store before me, and you buy the drinks that I need, I'm saying, hey man, I appreciate that.
We don't even know if the person wanted the dildos.
So, look.
Here's what
I'm not gonna go and buy something for somebody, especially dildos, because them things cost a lot.
Rapists will.
Rapists
will go and buy a dildo for a female and be like, hey, play with this.
That's actually what he did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, they said after he bought it and gifted it to the person, he kind of put a little tag on it. So, if you don't have a problem, I'll come by and use it later.
Oh, okay.
That's allegedly. So he bought it and kind of threw that in there like, hey.
Look, if you need if you need help, how this thing works.
On Matt Lauer.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm about to flip the script on Matt Lauer. Change the scenery. If this was not a coworker, would he be considered a creep? The dildo thing is too far, but if this wasn't a coworker, and he said, "Man, that's a really nice view," when she bent over, is that creepish?
To say that?
Yeah, to a non-coworker.
Is he married?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was single, or he said that.
Yeah, he's married.
If he was single.
And you saying like are you saying like was he said considered creepish?
Yeah, if it's not to a coworker, is that creepish? I
don't think dude, I don't think it's creepish. Like if he said some shit like oh, you bent over, or you like, oh man, I want to put my fist in that. Like, yeah, that seems creepish.
That's extremely creepish.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I don't think what he said was creepish or a rapish feeling, or she should have got that vibe. Like, look, Matt Lauer wants to rape me. No, like, I mean, should it have been said in the workplace?
No, of course not. That's why I'm trying to change the scenery. Like,
I think it's to the point where obviously he felt him being at the job that he was at that amount of time, the man got clout like that, so he figured, hell, I'm Matt Lauer, I can pretty much say whatever I want. You know what I mean? And who's gonna stop me? And
power does take it to another level.
So yeah, I mean, should he have said it? No. The person who he said it to, I don't know if she did run it up the flagpole, and if she did, I'm pretty sure someone threw it out the window.
Right.
Because obviously you're going against Matt Lauer, so what are you going to do? Exactly.
Right. So I don't think that makes him a creep.
No.
That's what I was trying to get at. No, that's why I said pause on what he was saying. Regardless of her past, people change, I guess. Yeah. But regardless of her past, you can't, just because he says something about somebody's butt, like, that's not creepish. It's only a bad thing because he said it in the workplace.
We say it all the time. Yeah. Like, we go to the mall or we go to this place or wherever we go at, and we see a female walk past. Dude, everybody is in yoga pants these days.
Everybody. I say it to my wife. I'm like, hey, look at that butt.
No, no, you see it all the time. Like, I mean, I go to Walmart and I see so many women in the Nike joints where you can see like the little bit of the skin, like it's black. The mesh, and then.
And why do you wear yoga pants? One, because it's comfortable.
It is comfortable.
And two, because it accentuates.
It tightens up everything.
Body.
It tightens up everything.
It does.
In the same way that you feel comfortable and all that, someone else is looking at that saying like, she looks fine.
Which brings the question to the other conversation, and you know this from the Dave Chappelle skit. Like, your clothing, like, how does that fall into place here? Because we've seen the Facebook about the voluptuous teacher.
Oh, the black girl, yeah.
She look good too.
She does. She does.
All right, so the voluptuous teacher in Atlanta that was getting vilified by parents and stuff like that because of her dress. It was form-fitting.
I would not care, dude. If my son's teacher looked like that,
it probably makes him pay attention.
I'm pretty sure this man is like he would love to go to school every day.
He is in the zone.
I'd be there.
Walking out of the bullpen.
I'd be going to more pizza.
Wild Things is playing.
I mean, like, yeah. I don't understand.
He is Charlie Sheen
why people
Major
take
League Baseball
something so like now we're objectifying people for looking good because she looks good. She's fine.
She looks good.
So what is wrong with that? Like, is she breaking any school guidelines or policies?
But then on the other level, now I'm not sure who they said this about. But they always talk about the female who is dressed a certain way and then gets approached because she is dressed that certain way.
Okay.
Like, how do you draw that distinction? Because I don't know if I can even choose at this point. I get why people say that. Mm-hmm. She's dressed a certain way, so it makes sense to approach her in that manner. Like Dave Chappelle said, hey, you could be dressed like a cop, and then somebody comes to you and say, hey, I got a robbery. And he was like, wait a minute, just because I'm dressed like a cop doesn't mean I'm a cop. But then on the other end, we've got the teacher who is just dressing in a form-fitting dress and doing her job well, I'm assuming. You know what I mean? Like, how do we...
Honestly, there to me...
decide when it's appropriate and when it's not.
But that's what I'm saying. Is she breaking any policies? Is there any reprimand against her for coming to work the way she is? No. If not, then she is doing what she's supposed to do. It don't matter because she go to the gym 3 times a day or 2 times a day. She watches what she eats and she looks good in a goddamn dress. You want everybody coming to work in a coach's WNBA coach's woman outfit? No. You know what I mean? Outfit. So no, and I'm pretty sure there's other female teachers who went there was saying pretty much the same thing. Like, oh, well, why does Miss whatchamacallit, why is she always dressing like this? Because she can. She goes to the gym, so I applaud her for doing that. Because if you did it the same way she was, you'd be wearing those dresses as well. Like, it's funny to me. Everything for me is a TV reference. You of all people know this. It's been only so much years since Bob Barker left The Price is Right.
Yeah,
and he had the Bob Beauties.
Barker Beauties.
Yeah,
he did.
Now there's about 2 dudes. Actually, I think it's only like 1. But there's a dude beauty now all of a sudden.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's a dude beauty.
I don't like it.
You don't like dudes?
I didn't even know that.
I don't. But I don't like the fact that
you don't. Oh, that's what I'm sorry. You don't like the fact that
cheerleaders.
But it's the whole inverse of it. Like, it was nothing but women, and I'm pretty sure somebody got to the point and said, "Well, why aren't there any male ones?" Bob left. Drew took over the helm, and everybody's saying Drew's a little sweet in the loafers. So now we're gonna add this dude to it now. So. Yeah. Like, and do I have a problem with it? No, I don't care.
I don't like it.
I mean, there's a dude showing off a friggin'
I don't care, but I don't like
watch. Okay. Hey. But you take the next show or the show before it with Wayne Brady, and he's got nothing but chicks.
Let's make a deal.
Yeah, let's make a deal. So my thing is, like, you're saying when is it appropriate? I'm like, it's like you can't call one thing a spade and then it's something else. So you just can't. I'm fine with it being right down the line. So in her case with the teacher, I applaud her. Keep dressing. She could have come in, and I hate to use it, she could have come in a burqa. It don't matter.
So if she gets approached by a male, like, what is sexual misconduct? Is it
me coming in and grabbing a handful of ass?
But he didn't grab a handful of ass. I'm talking about Matt.
Okay, right.
He said something.
Oh, Matt did more than that.
Well, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. I know he did more than that, but
allegedly,
it's what you've seen so far. The
video. This is his words. He said,
"On the video."
He said, "Hey, some of those things in there are not true." Mm-hmm. An idea of his words. Some of those things are not true, but some of those things, or enough of it is for it to be embarrassing, or something like that. So. I mean, as far as what we've seen, right?
Right.
Like, where's the level? We're back to levels again. All right. Hey, I would like to take you out for dinner. Mm-hmm. That's okay. Mm-hmm. All right. What's the next stop? That's still okay.
Well, are we saying she said yes to that, or we're just saying like in another situation?
We're just talking about like the language
upgrading
from the male to the female, regardless of the answer.
Well, that's the approach. Like, you hey, you introduce yourself, whatever the case may be. If men actually still do that. And like you said, okay.
Hey, can I take you out to dinner?
All right, boom. All right, so that's level 1.
That's level 1. What's the next one? Is that as far as you could go?
As of right now, yeah. Shit. Anything else past that is you losing your job.
What about what about this? Did you cut your hair? It looks really nice.
Giving a compliment. I
say that all the time. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I personally don't see anything wrong with.
I don't think is it? Are you
I
asking?
Think that's scary now. I think I might stop saying that.
It depends on what you say. Like
if you said, like how Matt was saying, if you say, "Hey, like you look good today," you know, like you see somebody who you've worked with this chick for 2-3 weeks or 2-3 months, and then all of a sudden you see her today, and you can tell she's been losing weight.
Okay, that's a really nice dress. I'm on the same level. That's a really nice dress. Sounds good. That's a really nice dress.
Did you like because of the voice change?
Yes. Is it still good?
Maybe you didn't want to be too loud.
Are we still good? Is it?
Yeah.
It teeters when you change the voice. Yeah.
I think too.
Like if you said that and then you put the word "fucking" in it, like that's a really nice.
Of course not. But I'm trying to go slowly. Okay, dress. I'm trying to go slowly. Like
some girls, but that's the thing. I think it depends on the girl because some girls take that compliment and they'll run with it and they'll be like, "Oh, thank you."
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But you have to know your audience, and that's all that is. Well, how the hell? You see her in the audience. She work with you.
That don't matter. If you trying to compliment somebody and it came from a good heart, but her perception of it was like, oh my goodness, man.
So you didn't. So my question is it's not like you're walking up. It's not like you're walking up to random people and you're saying that you're doing it to somebody either you've seen before or you work with or something like that.
There's plenty of people that you work with that you think you know, but you don't really know.
But hopefully,
there's plenty of people. Okay, Maurice, tell the truth. Plenty of people in our workplace that have gone to HR that a lot of people don't know has gone to HR. So sometimes you don't know how people are going to react. I promise you that.
Well, that's the common workplace. You have to understand the person that you're talking to. We say it all the time with I use that example because it's like obviously in the workplace I work with, you're with the same people for 24 hours straight. So in that midst, there's going to be conversations talked about. There's going to be videos you're going to be watching. I know a guy who literally lost his job because he was looking at a video in a month. Let's say it was us three, and it was one female, right? And he brought up a video on his phone. Everybody was looking at it. Everybody was fine with it. Even when the girl came and saw the video, she didn't say anything about it. Laughed at it. Went back. Went on with their day. Next thing you know, next shift he comes in, he's got to go to HR. Now,
exactly.
You didn't know. He didn't know. That's the thing. But I'd say you have to know your audience.
It's hard to because I'm pretty sure she went over there, watched the video, laughed at it. I'm pretty sure there's been some inappropriate jokes told that she's probably laughed at as well. So it's hard. How can you tell when they don't give any signs? They don't give any signs. So really, there's the whole idea of knowing your audience is bullshit.
Okay.
You could try to. You could believe you know your audience.
Or you could just you
can hear stories and that's how you can get it. Or you don't do it.
Just don't.
That's
do
what
it.
I'm saying.
Don't do it around.
You can't even say, "Hey, would you?" I'd be scared to say, "Hey, do you mind if I take you out to dinner?" I'd be scared to do that shit.
Well, yeah, you're married.
I mean, if I was single, dude. God damn it.
Why would you be scared to do that?
Because all this shit that's coming out.
That's not subjectifying them or anything like that. It's not like you saying, let's Netflix and chill. So you're if there's a guideline to dating, that would be in one of the steps. That's an approach.
I think the problem where that becomes a problem is if you are rejected.
Yeah.
And
you keep going.
Like that first time, hey, you want me to take you to dinner? No. Oh, Ty, you're a nice guy, but no. Then tomorrow. Come on.
And then I'm home with the fellas now. It's like that girl knows she think I'm sexy.
Ty, man, you gonna give her that? You ask her one time. Man, go
see the work tomorrow. And then your boys
tomorrow. Oh, you talking about Vanessa and accounting? Man, we all ran through that.
Culture. That's it right there. Like your boys hype you up.
It's not a rape culture.
Your boys hype you up. You go at it again.
Don't let your friends fuck you up.
It's a sexual misconduct culture.
That's what it is.
That's what it
is. It's
so the furthest you could go is, can I take you out to dinner? One time? Boy, love is hard to come by in the workplace, boy.
But that's the thing. You're not supposed to look for it in the workplace. That's the whole thing. You don't eat. You don't eat where you work. You don't shit where you work.
God created this room.
But that's the thing. How many people say that? Yeah, you don't shit where you work.
That's human shit. That's human shit. We talking about love. We talking about.
You call it what you want.
We talking about trying to find the one. And you limiting yourself.
I am
to the workplace. Yes, the human in you, based on what's going on outside. I agree with why, and I understand why you would do that. But that's fucking disrespectful to be like.
Why?
You can't find, because you could be missing out.
My thing is this, and people say it all the time. I don't fuck nobody I work with. I don't date anybody. I don't go straight to that, but
I'm thinking about it like this. I'm thinking about it like this. I didn't find my wife in the workplace, but I'm thinking about it like this. I would be very saddened if I didn't have my wife right now.
Okay.
And for me, and what if my wife was in the workplace? What if she was the one? She worked in the workplace, but I never found out. I never got to fulfill that happiness because I couldn't go as far as one or two asks on, can I take you out to dinner? Amen. Without being scared.
Hey, what is the saying? There's plenty fish in the sea.
You gotta have levels to it.
There's plenty fish in the sea.
But there's only one fish there's only one marlin that's yours.
You think that?
You think there's multiple marlins?
It could be.
I don't believe that.
Polygamy.
That's another story. That's how you end it?
Yeah.
Bring it full circle.
That's it.
I'm just saying, man. Like, you got to be able to go further than asking one or two times. Can I take you out to dinner?
No, you can't. Because when she say no, that's it. Like, if she comes back and say, like, hey, I remember you asking me about... Like, then you kind of go... But, like, we as men,
What I'm saying is we need to be able to create an environment where it's okay without going too far. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's okay now. Obviously, with everybody getting called out... No, hell no. I would not recommend somebody to do that. No, just stop. Right? But we need to be able to create some sort of environment where women are comfortable with you going that far. Or further than that. Not that far. Further than that. Even a little incy bit. Further than that. And men don't take it too far if they go further than that. It's all fucked. Literally. We're talking about rape culture. It's all fucked.
You are saying rape culture. I'm telling you that
we've been talking about it the whole time. I'm not saying all of it. But if we're talking about the culture, we're talking about rape, we're talking about sexual misconduct, it's all fucked.
You can't. Well, that's the thing.
Because you either can't do anything, or you do a little and it's considered a lot, or you do a lot and it's considered a little. You know, like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Either become a polygamist.
Polygamy.
Or we start a school, man.
Why is
polygamy
so frowned upon?
Yeah, why? That's another topic for another day, but I mean...
I get it. I get it.
We can start a school of truth tellers, dude. I'm telling you.
We don't want to do that.
I'm telling you. Hey, look here.
No. That's just me doing the whole balled up fist with my other finger going through the fist. Yeah, that's just no. We don't know.
I'm just saying, man. Yeah, tell us your thoughts, man. Tell us your thoughts. Just us talking our opinions of it. There's a lot going on. We got workplace conversations. We got nightclub conversations. We got school of truth tellers, and we got polygamy. Like, how would you end rape culture? Let us know. Tell us on the rape culture, alright? Tell us on social media.
Is that how we title this episode? The rape culture? That's how we going to title this episode?
Nah, I got a name for it.
I hope so.
I got it.
We can't say the rape culture as the title.
Mandingo is absolutely the name.
How? Why?
And even though it wasn't Bing song, Man Bingo.
That probably
the name of the episode.
Yeah, Man Bingo.
Yes. But tell us your thoughts. How would you end the rape culture? That's the question. On social media, at Timeless Convos, Twitter, We got our GreenTee podcast. That's Green GREENTEE podcast on Facebook. At Timeless Conversations on Instagram.
I can't believe we didn't even talk about that.
At Timeless Conversations on Instagram. Let us know what you think. Other than that, this is Green.
Yeah, this is Green.
I'm T. That's Maurice.
Peace.
And I guess we out. Yatch.
This though, I'm tired of folks, you know what I'm saying? Them closed-minded folks, you know what I'm saying? It's like we got a demo tape and nobody wanna hear it, but it's like this is Falcon, so I'm gonna say, that's all I got to say.